today, Tom Homan, the sort of border czar in the Trump administration, was at the podium in the White House press briefing room. And he was taking questions from the press, to which one of them, I just have to say, he needs to bring the receipts. And that was the one that he basically answered about immigrants staying in hotel rooms to the tune of $500 per night. And that, my friends, is where we lack context. Because he's over here spewing the little lies that, oh my goodness, we are over here housing immigrants for $500 per night in the Biden administration. But no, the Trump administration, we are not doing this. This is not going to happen under the Trump administration. Well, my friends, it was happening under the Trump administration. And let me just tell you, for a bit of context, now I'm going to read this because I want you to hear it to the actual tune of factualness that give $500 a night hotel rooms a sense of context, okay? In 2021, the U.S. government awarded an $86.9 million contract to the nonprofit organization Endeavors to provide temporary shelter and services for migrant families who could not be expelled under Title 42, the public health order. This contract included 1,239 beds in hotels and covered additional services such as COVID-19 testing, meals, medical care, legal assistance, and transportation. The contract was intended to last 6 months, but individual stays for migrant families were limited to short durations, typically up to 72 hours, while they awaited processing. Some social media posts and political figures have claimed that this equates to spending $395 or more per room per night. However, this calculation assumes that the entire $86.9 million was spent solely on hotel rooms, which is inaccurate. The funds also covered a range of support services, and the per night cost per room was not specified in the contract. So when Tom Homan is like, oh, $500 a night for a hotel room, it's misleading. It's not giving you the context of the contract that did not have a specified per room per night cost associated inside of that contract. Is not supported by any available evidence. And until they bring forward that evidence, what he says without context is meaningless. It's also important to note that the use of temporary housing for migrants is not new. During the Trump administration, hotels were similarly used to detain immigrant families and children, sometimes under controversial circumstances. Now, while the government has used this temporary housing for migrant families, the claim that they're staying in these $500 per night hotel rooms is not supported. Now, if they bring the receipts, Miss Caroline Leavitt always talks about, I'm so transparent. The Trump administration is so transparent, but they are not being transparent with this fact. They're just throwing it out there as if all immigrant families are terrorists, that they're illegal immigrants that are causing harm to other people in the United States, or that they are violent criminals. This is not the case. He also said there's, 200 million or so, illegal immigrants in the country, and yet they're only going after the terrorists. Yeah, that's why they are basically sending away the student visa people, because those people are violent criminals. Oh wait, they had to reverse that because people figured it out that they're not just targeting people that they assume are violent criminals, because they're actually targeting people who are here with legal status, like Kilmar Abrego Garcia, Mahmoud Khalil in New York, legal status to be here. Also, I don't know if you remember that a little while back, they tried to basically say that they weren't going to reimburse New York City for some of their hotel fees that they actually incurred for housing migrants. Yeah, except for in that particular situation, the New York City hotel rooms were used at a reduced rate. So those $500 per night rooms that they tried to basically put on as like a show, I'm going to read it so it's accurate here. For instance, the Row New York City Hotel entered a $40 million deal to house migrants at $190 per night. Other hotels receive anywhere between $139 to $185 per night per room. These rates are negotiated as part of the city's contracts and are not indicative of luxury accommodations. So whenever the cities that are using these hotel rooms to basically house these migrants, they're not charging full price for their hotel rooms. They absolutely are not. When he gets up here at the press briefing and basically says they're going to get luxury accommodations, I'm just going to tell you this. Anyone who is fleeing their country to come here for a better life and has to basically beg for someone to save them, whether it's through asylum or just giving them temporary status, the fact that we're going to sit here and be like, yeah, they're living in luxury accommodations and getting support services. Yeah, when they're fleeing death and destruction in their own country, that's a problem. To give these people a stigma that they are freeloaders, that they are coming here and they are terrorists, that they are coming here and they like. Here's the thing that people also forget: they are supposedly going after illegal immigrants. But I don't see them going after the illegal immigrants that are flying here and overstaying visas. I don't see them going after illegal immigrants that have been here from European countries. They are specifically targeting brown and black people right now because they can look at you and assume you must not be from here. I don't understand why, because there are plenty of people who are born here every single day who are brown and black who are U.S. citizens. But it is easier for them to just try to pick off people based on racism